Oh, neither was I. I was just there to get my degree and get out.
Get out, yeah. That was it. When I saw her, like, oh wow, so she could be the one. And then the next day,
We
to talk
hugged
a little
the next
more.
day. We faced a lot of discrimination and a form of racism. I'm just so glad I found the one who my soul loves. Guys, you have to love somebody, not just with your heart, but with your soul. Your soul is your essence.
I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're gonna talk about how we met. Since a lot of you don't know, or you might know, it's actually part of it. I think we've said it in the past quickly, but we're gonna give you the real story now. So this is a little different because you guys are used to when couples talk to you about how they met. They're usually like in a, at home or sitting comfortably in a chair, but sometimes it's really hard for us to find that time to sit down, without the kids screaming. As you can see, Franco is sleeping here and Sarah is busy over there. We just came from walking along that inner harbor, so we thought this would be a great time to talk to you guys about how we met and our love story, how it blossomed, developed. It was crazy, but it's very interesting. If you think of if once you find out all the dynamics and the backstory. We met in 2013.
Yeah,
2013.
August 2013.
And we were both pursuing our master's degrees in DC, and we were doing sustainable development, international policy and management, and we had to do a special orientation. People from different countries had to do, even though we had been in the country for
Quite some time.
a really long time, they still considered it part of the process. And so, which I find kind of weird, kind of strange, being that we went to high school here. I mean, we're literally, anyway, let's not get into that. So we went for the special orientation. The first day he skipped it. Okay, so I was there, I met other people, and then the second day I was late. So I walked into the room. There were so many other people, and then, okay, Iggy, you take over because you were already in the room.
So the first day I didn't go. Second, I was there. She walked in late, and that's when I saw her the first time.
I don't know if you guys can hear him, so I'm gonna move this closer.
It was interesting and got my attention. And
What got your attention? Just tell them. The way I was walking apparently got his attention, because I had to cross over him and go to the other side. That's where the empty chair was.
yeah, then so yeah, everything about her, about you, was just perfect that day.
Aww.
So it got my attention, and I wanted to approach her, but I just didn't know how, because my experience with, so to say, African women were very narrow, small.
Yeah.
As soon as we started talking and got into different topics of discussions of in class or in your orientation, I found a little bit about you more, and I was more confident.
Are you talking to me? You're supposed to be telling them.
Well, I'm telling them you're here, so I can't be like, talking to them and not talking to you.
He's talking to me. He's like, I found out more about you.
So, yeah, I'm gonna do it in first person rather than the third person, right?
Yeah.
So, I thought she was beautiful,
No.
breathtaking for me. Initially, my plan was to go get a master's degree and then
Get out?
get out, because I had everything laid out, everything planned out. I had a job waiting for me back home, and everything was just done. All I needed to do was, get my degree, and that's it. So that was my plan. And I was not looking for wife. Is that a sense?
Or a relationship.
A relationship.
Neither was I. I was just there to get my degree and get out.
And get out, yeah. But as soon as I saw her, I said maybe she could be the one. And that was in my mind.
That was his in mind. He hadn't even talked to me yet.
I had not even like exchanged words with her.
No.
So it was just like that was it. When I saw her, like, oh wow, so she could be the one. So that developed into a long relationship and
a crazy one. Because we didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So what happened is, after that, the second day that we saw each other, we didn't really talk after the orientation. We all just left, and then we came in the next day, and he saw me and we hugged each other, and that was really weird because I'd not done that with anybody. I've never done that with anybody, and so it was very strange for me. And actually, every single time that he saw me afterwards, we hugged, and after the orientation, we were actually separated into two different cohorts, which meant that for the next 2 months we were not going to see each other at all. He was in the green cohort, I was in the blue cohort. We were going to take different classes. You stay with your group for the duration of the first semester. Because the second semester is practicum. You can go to different countries for your practicum, different states. You can do whatever. And who knew also the practicum, right?
Yeah.
And so after we saw each other the second day, we didn't see each other for 2 months.
Yeah, that led up to like December because we started I didn't see her during that period of time because the program was so intense. Everybody was like working towards the program, so everyone was busy. Our program was designed 1 year.
It was crushed.
So,
it was by design that they did that.
Right. So from being the program for 2 years into one, that condensed down to like literally being in school
all the time,
every day, from 8 o'clock to even 9 o'clock or sometimes.
Even 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Some people used to sleep in class.
Monday to Sunday.
I mean, yeah, in the class, in the private
School
rooms, yeah. Some people stopped their jobs because they couldn't handle the master's
stress.
degree and the stress.
And it's a loaded work that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, during
Sorry guys, it's getting dark.
When we started December, everyone started looking for internship within like the region or abroad. And I started looking for internship, and I was supposed to go at the United Nations to work for the next 2
in New
months.
York.
In New York.
Yeah, the UN.
Everything was set. I was ready to go, but then after the program, we hooked up again. I mean, not that.
We hooked up.
But
we got together.
We got together, and then we talked a little more.
Yeah, as in over the phone, not even in person.
And
we exchanged numbers. He decided to stay for me.
Then that was one option that I was supposed to do. So the UN in New York, and then second option was work in DC. So I balanced, what I would do if I go away to New York, then I might not get to be with her. And then I talked to her and I laid out, what my plans were, and she kind of advised me to stick around in the DC area.
Did I advise you or did I convince you? I suggested because my idea was if we're gonna do this, I wasn't testing him, but in a way it came to really show how invested he was, how invested I was, and we hadn't even started dating. This was just if you go, we might not know whether this was something that was worth pursuing. But if you stay and select this
career path,
correct, a different career path and a different practicum that may not be as exclusive or as lucrative as being in the UN, then we might have a chance. So it was a big decision for him, but in the end.
So yeah, at the end I decided to stay, and so I ended up going to the NGO that wanted me to work for DC. So I ended up staying here. That's how we started, and not knowing that this could happen.
Our first date could be a disaster, and we didn't know.
We didn't know.
It was just a risk that we took.
Yeah. And
it was a big risk.
So I
Career-wise.
Yeah, career-wise. So that way I can be with her. Then we started like seeing dating, going out during that school period. We did not say anything because we knew how the group were and they're so criticizing the criticism.
They were really critical, and we'll do a separate story about the racism that we faced. There's no time for us to talk about that now, but we faced a lot of discrimination and a form of racism from our own friends. People we thought were our friends. And it was devastating. I can't even go into it right now, but that's a story that you should look up for because it really broke my heart when I found out that people were trying to separate us. That they even had meetings, guys. They had meetings, which was in the third semester, because in the practicum we didn't see anybody. It was in the third semester, towards the middle of the third semester, that we found out that other people had found out that we were going out and that they were trying to separate us, and we didn't understand why they would even do that. But we'll tell you guys the whole story in a different video. What helped Iggy and I really stay close was the practicum period, and we went out on as many dates as we could. We met as many times as we could, and the fact that we weren't in classes and we weren't boggled down by books and being separated in different cohorts gave us the time to be together. You know, we went on so many dates, we bonded, we spent days together,
and then of course we found out that there's a lot of things in common that we have done in our past and that we wanted to do, and I think that brought me more closer to you than previously. Like that's probably like the overview of how we started dating. And,
that was what scared you the most, meeting my parents. But they weren't even around, by the way.
No, they weren't.
I think just the anticipation of meeting them in the summertime, and even me just telling them, because I've never really told my parents I'm dating someone. This was the first time that I was going to tell them, you know what, I met someone, and oh my gosh, I was so nervous because I was the last born. As you guys know, my little sister is 13 years old, younger than me. They call her the retirement package. It's such a weird thing with my dad. I was their baby for a very long time, but I was a very challenging baby in terms of I always ventured out. They were really on their feet with me because I would attempt, things that maybe my siblings wouldn't attempt. It sort of not shocked them, but they knew I was responsible, and they knew that whatever I used to try, I wasn't trying to bring any harm to myself or other people. But they were used to me like being risky, like taking risks and really stepping outside my comfort zone. So this one was a big one because of course I'm Kenyan, he's Nicaraguan, and it was crazy.
Yeah, my side of the family we're like all mixed.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me up a little bit, but eventually I had to meet, her father.
Yeah. But before that, so we're done with our practicum and we're heading back to class. This was about April. We had to go back and present in front of everybody.
Practicum.
The faculty, all the other students, people were shaking because they thought that we would be put in small rooms and only have like maybe 2 or 3 people in the room, but it was like 100 people or so in the room, and you had to present your practicum, what you had been doing, your poster boards. I did mine in Canvas, and that was a little bit crazy.
During a period of time that they expected results, and
very short, so and they wanted huge results.
So like when we were doing the practicum, the organization expected to have a good results.
Your supervisor at the practicum had to do evaluations.
My topic was just basically on land rights and indigenous issues.
Land rights.
So actually the result, now you can even log on to their website, the organization website, and see what we have done.
Yeah. So, I'll put the link down below so you can see what he's talking about.
It was not long. It was only about 7 to 10 minutes? Or
7 to 10 minutes presentation.
Yeah,
but it was crazy.
That felt like longest.
I remember some of our classmates were like, oh my god, we were shaking. We used to meet each other after class, and then go out for a movie, or if it was the weekend, just spend the weekends together. I remember for my first date, I had resisted him for the longest time. He used to tell me, let's go out, and then I'd say okay, and then before the date I'd be like, oh no, I can't, I have to do this and that. And then one of my sisters, one day when I told him, okay, we're gonna go for the date, she was like, why do you keep on doing that? You know, this could be the person for you and you're saying no. And it really reminded me of the story where, you know, God sends this person in the middle of the sea, and he sends a boat, and the person is like, no, God will rescue me. So the boat leaves, and then he sends a ship, and the person's like, no, God will save me, and so the ship goes away. But it's like God was sending those people there to rescue you, but you were saying no. And so it really sank, and it made me you're my boat. Iggy was my boat. So before the boat left, I was like, okay, fine, let me climb on. And I did, and I'm so glad that I did, because and that practicum session, that practicum semester really helped us as a couple. The fact that he gave up his career for me, and before we even dated, he gave up his career to see if it would work between us, for him to even go on the first date with me. He gave up his career, and at the UN, and that's a big thing, guys, at the UN in New York. And it really sank down, and after our first date, it just felt right. I mean, there was something between us from the first day we met that I could tell that I resisted for a long time. No, our second date was right before my birthday. Oh no, on my birthday, and then right before my birthday.
It was your birthday, because I remember how this
La Madeleine. We went to La Madeleine, and then
never went back to that.
He never went back because he hated it, and I love La Madeleine, although they got rid of my favorite dish. But anyway, I'm not gonna start that. 3 days before my birthday, he took me to La Madeleine because he knew I loved it. And then on my actual birthday, he took me back to the place where we had our first date, the Chart House. If you guys haven't watched our vlog that says one of the best restaurants, please go and watch it so you can see just how gorgeous that restaurant is. It's right by the water. There are water taxis. It's just a really amazing restaurant, and it was winter time, and so they had the fireplace on. I mean, it was gorgeous beyond words. So make sure you check that out, guys, that vlog of one of the best restaurants, and I'll put it down below, and I'll also put it at the end of this video so that you can see. But we could take some classes together this time. We were able to combine some classes, and then I think people started realizing that there was something between us. We still met, like, not in front of people. Eventually some people found out, and they were really happy for us. And then there were those people who found out and tried to break us. And like I said, I will do a different story about that, because it was insane, guys. You know how heartbreaking to find out that the people that you thought were your friends were trying to break you? It was devastating. Now that we have kids, you know, people have apologized. One of them apologized in person, and then another one actually wrote me and spoke with me on the phone, and afterwards, after it had our first baby, and she said she was really sorry. It's wickedness, actually. There was no guarantee that we're ever gonna see them ever in our lives again. How unhappy do you have to be to try and break two people up? If you can't even face the people that you're trying to break up and tell them, okay, look, I'm your friend, I like you, and I don't think you guys are meant to be together.
That's the intervening on someone's
But that's really bad,
like,
because
someone's life, you know, and these people did that, and yeah, like she was being diplomatic, and I wasn't.
Yeah, I was trying to be very diplomatic.
Yeah,
And
yes,
yes, babe. What's oh, the mint? Hold on, mama. She's dishing out my mints without asking. She's crazy. But anyway, so yeah, it was. Can you imagine if in their relationship somebody tried to break them up, and the people that they're married to right now, how they would feel? And it was Iggy who really made one of them realize that, how rude and how mean it was. And they even went to the extent of saying that he was picking African fruit. I mean, it was funny, but it was ridiculous. You know, we still wanted to keep our privacy. We still did put it out there in people's faces. We just respected our time. We kept it private because we wanted to make it work between us and not in front of other people. And we wanted to make sure. And if you read our Are You Ready? How to Be Ready for a Relationship, or Are You Ready for a Relationship article, and I'll link it down below, we really outline like, you don't have to go to exposing to other people that you're dating somebody. Find out if you're compatible before you start exposing it, so that you don't have to feel like the world is watching and you're starting to ask for your privacy after the fact if you break up. And that's what we did. We invested in us.
And so that's like the overview of everything. I mean, there's a lot more to say, but like she says, we will do this in a different segment. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen, couples between black and white, or Chinese, or Asians and black, or whatever. And now you see, Latino.
Now us. I think we're the first like Kenyan, Nicaraguan couple.
No, you never know.
We're not talking just Latino, African American in general. We're talking like literally Nicaraguan, American and Kenyan. So if you know anybody out there, let us know. We would love to know. Everybody we meet is like, how did you two get together? You're from different parts of the world, opposites, like the ends this way, Latin America and Africa.
If any one of you ever find out or try to go to SIT, be prepared. It's evil.
Evil in a good way. You'll find the love of your life. So that's what we did. School brought us together, and at the end we always laugh about it, because we're like, when we signed up for school, we didn't sign up for marriage and kids. It came as part of a bonus.
Oh yeah, and then I still went back to the same school for second.
Yeah, he did his second master's there, inclusive security. A really interesting topic about putting women as part of the process of development, because women are the core.
In a lot of the countries.
In a lot of the countries.
They don't talk about them. So.
They ignore women, but women really are at the forefront. And I was so proud of him, to go back to school and get a second master's degree regarding women and development, inclusive security. I'll put the link down below so you guys can see. But if any one of you are interested in development and how women play a key role in development and peace around the world, then this is a subject that you would be very interested in. So school brought us together. Yeah. We have a cutie there. We have a cutie over there.
Yeah, the results are there.
The results of the school are there. We studied hard. Iggy and I, during this summer semester, used to spend days together studying in libraries. When one library would close, we would hop to another library. So our relationship was really, it was friendship, and he became my best friend. It really was beautiful. So thank you guys so much for listening. We'll tell you more. As you can see, we're together. I met his mom during the World Bank. Yeah, we had a session at the World Bank, and I met his mom there, and she didn't know we were dating until he told her in the middle of the session, and she was so happy. I just was able to get along with her the first day I met her, even before she knew I was dating her son. You guys have seen us in California at his mom's house. If you haven't watched our epic trailer to California, please do that, and Las Vegas. But yeah, we're family now. Yeah.
Big family.
Big family. International family, global citizens. We have so much in common in terms of world travel and experiences. I'm just so glad I've found the one who my soul loves. Guys, you have to love somebody, not just with your heart, but with your soul. Your soul is your essence, and if you can't, you're gonna go through such difficult times in life, and together as a couple you're gonna be tried. But if you found the one whom your soul loves, then you'll do anything to be together, right?
There's no barrier.
Believe in yourselves, invest in yourselves. What would you tell me?
I said love is an international language.
Love is an international language. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this segment, learning about how we met and our love story. We took this chance to bring you guys along with us as we drove home. Remember to hit that red subscribe button to find out more about us and our family and how we've merged worlds. We're gonna share those experiences with you on www.parentsofdragons.com. The link is down below. We actually write about 3 articles a week, so make sure you check those out because we're using our world experiences
to uplift you. So guys, thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.